New York City hits record low crime even as teen gunmen rise. Mayor Zoran Mandani and Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said Thursday that the first half of 2026 has the lowest number of shootings and murders on record, despite the number of teens pulling triggers growing. Tisch said alongside Madani inside police headquarters on July 2nd that there have been 322 shootings so far this year in the Big Apple, which beats the previous record of 337 set in 2018. The gun violence this year left 381 victims in its wake, which is less than the previous low of 397 set in 2025. The number of murders also hit an all-time low with 122 compared to previous record of 136 in 2017. Each of these numbers represents a life untouched by violence, a New Yorker who never had to endure what would have otherwise been the worst day in their life. A New Yorker who will sit down to dinner with their family this evening without grief heavy overhead. A New Yorker who no longer dreads riding the subway home at night, Madani said. Each of these numbers, each of these lies tell the story of a city that is safer. Police say overall major crime also fell by 5.8% for the first half of the year, with 3,424 fewer crimes compared to the first 6 months of 2025. Burglary declined 15.8. Damn it. Burglary declined 15.8, 5,354 versus 6,359 year to date, the lowest level since 2019, and declined by 12.9%, 2,700 versus 3,099 for the second quarter. Burglaries drop in all 5 boroughs, with the largest reduction occurring on Staten Island, down 31.6%, 121 versus 177. Robbery declined 12%, 6,387 versus 7,248 year to date, and 15%, 0.7, 3,421 versus 4,056. For the quarter, auto theft declined 9.7%, 5,838 versus 6,467. Rapes, however, have increased 5.8%, 1,066 versus 1,008. And police say this is due to legislative changes enacted through the Rape Act, which broadened in the legal definition of rape in New York State. What makes these numbers even more significant is the benchmark that they are measured against. Last year, New York City reached historic lows in shooting incidents and shooting victims. Those are not easy numbers to improve on, Titch said. Despite overall shootings dropping to historic lows, Commissioner Tisch told AM New York the number of teens pulling the triggers are climbing in a disturbing trend. Unfortunately, each year the percentage of these shooting incidents that are committed by kids well under the age of 18 continues to rise. Last year, 19% of all suspects in shooting incidents were kids under the age of 18. This year, that number is this number is at 22%, Titch said. While overall subway crime fell by 1%, murders in the transit systems are actually up by 2 this year. Robberies are up by 18 incidents, and felony assaults are up by 20 incidents, according to Tisch. These crimes are also being driven by teens. That's all I have to say for this video.